Hello, everybody, wherever you might be. We got interrupted, but this is NBL Overtime. The show is starting. My apologies. Hashtag NBL Overtime to get involved. The Blitz is in full swing, and we're well and truly on the countdown for hashtag NBL 23. Corey Homicide Williams in the house. What up, big dog?
The Blitz is what's happening. Ooh, yeah. Let's get into it.
Good point. Liam Santa Maria, I would name all the things you do, but there's too many right now. The Huddle's on fire. The Blitz is on fire. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. There's some other players that are on fire. Some teams are playing well. We've got to sort out what is for real and what's kind of like a mirage right now.
We'll get to that, but I'll tell you what, let's start with this, because this is for real, and that Aaron Baines is in a Bullets jersey and he's loving life. A lot's been made of what's happened in the last 12 or so months. We are so happy to see him back playing basketball. First and foremost, it is bigger. His life is bigger than ball, but when we see him do this, Liam Santa Maria, and he's loving it, it is contagious. Anyone around the country, Bullets fan or otherwise.
No doubt about it. There's been some fun things up in Darwin over the past 4 or 5 days, but these moments have been my favourite. Look at the big smile on the big banger's face as he hits 3 balls, as he scores underneath, and he just overpowers everybody inside the paint. It is so good to see him back out on the floor. And I've been impressed with what he's been putting out there.
I don't know who's going to be able to guard him because, sometimes he steps out, he can shoot the 3, but inside he's just too big and too strong. I don't know if the league has a big to defend him straight up. He is going to be a problem with those. He's catching it deep. Going to be some deep catches, some easy finishes with both hands around the rim. So I've never personally seen him smile. So I smiled when I saw him smile.
Yeah.
It was that infectious. Yeah. So, obviously he's been injured. He hasn't played in a while. So, to get back on the court in shape and look the goods in Vegas when you saw him. So for it to transition this early in preseason, it was a great sight to see.
It is great to see. It's great to see. As I said, it's bigger than basketball, and him enjoying his craft is way more important than wins and losses, in particular early. But I like what Brisbane are doing, right? They got the dub last night. I know it's preseason, so defense is occasionally optional, depending on where you are and what team you play for and the status of your playing. But I tell you what, good luck trying to stop Tyler Johnson off the dribble last night. Again, being able to break down cans whenever he wanted to do. Of course, he's going to be...
Tough finish.
And
one!
Yeah, there we go. We know how good Nathan Sobey is. He works his way back from that knee.
It's like 2 Sobeys.
It kind of is, right? They're going to be really, really fun to watch. Have a look at this. Yeah, let's get to the rack. There you go.
Left hand, bucket.
I like early, again, we'll get to what preseason means and what it doesn't mean shortly, but early signs for Brisbane is exactly what you need for a team that hasn't had a great last couple of years.
For me, us all being impressed by Brisbane, I think's for real. There are some things that you see in preseason, you see at the Blitz, that will come and go. Adelaide went undefeated in the preseason last year, and we said, hold on. That's not going to be who they are.
Well, hang on. Not everyone said
I thought that they were going. You said that.
They were going to win.
I thought they was going to.
You said they were going to win the title.
Top 4, I said.
Top 4, my apologies.
Stop with your nonsense.
My apologies.
Too early for that.
Top 4. It is a little early, but that's what I do. Top 4, you said. I take it back.
You see a guy like Didi Lizardo hit 8 threes, you think, hold on, is that who he's going to be? But Brisbane are going to be tough.
Okay.
They're going to be tough. Tyler Johnson, as you say, Aaron Baines. But I like what everyone's bringing to the table. I like the look of DJ Mitchell as a guy to play some good minutes. Gorjak Gak has been impressive as a guy who can play 15 to 20 minutes a game. And, of course, Bainesy is going to be an absolute dominant force. Sobey's the key.
Absolutely.
How's the knee going to go? They said they're going to nurse him into the season. When he's been out there, he's looked good. And then the ice is on the knees and they're shutting it down. He's like 8 or 9, 10 minutes a game right now. Once everyone's up and running, and if they're all out there on the floor together, they're legit.
You know what I like about Nathan Sobey? He's on a minute restriction, clearly. He ain't on a shot restriction. He took no time last night. We've made a lot of this, haven't we? That you go as far as your Australians, your talented Australians, and they've got 2 of the most talented, both boomers, headlining it, and Nathan Sobey's key to that. All right, the Bullets are great, have looked good so far. Serve the Perth Wildcats. It feels like a little bit of that whole Perth Wildcats of this team that made the finals for the last 265 years. Bryce Cotton doing his thing. John Riley's got him playing some great ball. I'll get your thoughts on it in a minute, but you're breaking some stuff down, right? What most impresses you?
Well, I will in a tick, but certainly Bryce Cotton.
Yeah.
I mean, Cornrow Cotton just going out there and putting 36 on the board. How much of a beautiful thing was this to watch? He didn't win MVP last year. Everyone's coming into the start of this season talking about Xavier Cooks and all these other dudes. And he comes out, game 1 of the Blitz, and goes bang, drops 36 and reminds everybody this is his league.
Bryce Cotton There's two incredible things that have happened to the NBL.
You?
Yeah, I was waiting.
Since I've been here, there's been two things. No. Since I've been here, there's two things that I can point out that have been exceptional for this league.
Go on.
Melo Ball coming to this league has brought exposure to this league in corners of the world it would not have reached up until that point. Bryce Cotton signing 2 3-year deals. He's the benchmark, man. Like there's no other player in this league. If I was playing in this league today, there's no other player in this league I would lose sleep for having to defend the next day. Bryce Cotton's that guy. That's how far above the rest he is. He is the benchmark of the league. If Bryce Cotton leaves, there's a gap so big to fill as far as players that puts the standard to an elite level with the team that he plays for. This guy, what we saw, that 36 was beautiful to watch. It's beautiful to watch and say, hello, I'm making sure what happened last year does not happen this year.
Just before you break stuff down, I think the biggest question mark around Perth right now is Cordero Cotton a thing that's going to be here for the entire season, or is it a pre-season do?
He mixes it up.
Well, I hope he goes through at least into the first 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
I hope that the Perth Army at RSC Arena get to see Cordero Cotton in the flesh. I like it.
It's a great point that you make. He is like the LeBron James.
100%.
He may not be the GOAT, because you got Drewy and you got Leroy and you got these other guys.
He is the GOAT. Look.
No,
he's the GOAT import.
I'm not talking about GOAT import. I'm just talking about GOAT.
Gay's the GOAT. We know this.
Like MJ's the GOAT.
Facts.
But Bryce is the LeBron because he's the best in this era and he has the respect.
All across the board.
Ray John Tucker comes in and he wants to say some big loud things. But did you see what he said?
I'm the best new import.
He's not going to go out there and say, I'm better than Bryce.
No, that's exactly why I posted that on my pages and I didn't comment. Because what he said...
may be true.
It may be true.
Maybe. We'll see.
I like how he phrased it. He phrased it the correct way.
Because you got to show the respect.
But what I'm going to say is this.
Uh-oh.
Put my camera on me.
Where's my camera at?
Now, it's preseason. Ray John Tucker, this is for you. We're going to get to know each other very well. I love your confidence, and that's how you're supposed to come into the league, that way. You ain't win a game yet in preseason. Make sure you get them wins. Scoring buckets is one thing. Wins need to go with that. Good luck to you.
That's a very good point. Now, so let's talk about some wins.
Let's do it.
Because the Perth Wildcats have been doing a bunch of that here in the early going. And that's another thing that is for real. Perth Wildcats well and truly legit this season. And I love what John Riley's putting in place. Look at this. First play of the game. Look at Luke Travers. Look at the screen. Brady Manick in the corner. What's this cut?
Flex.
That's a flex cut, baby. The flex is back out west. Look at this. First play of their first preseason game to Sean Thomas. Flex cuts. A bucket at the rim. That's John Riley off the tip. And then look what he's doing for Bryce Cotton. Staggered screens away. He can flex cut here or he can come off both of them. This is a shot he got during the Trevor Gleeson era time and time again. That was his first bucket to get himself going before he went on to have 36. Really good early signs for what John Riley's running with that team.
Hashtag NBL Overtime to get involved. All the NBL socials, hit us up. Red Army just can't wait to see this team. They've got a lot of unfinished business, they feel, and looking forward to that team being back at RAC Arena in a couple of weeks. Let's talk Adelaide. All right, we're going to get to Melbourne United shortly. South East Melbourne, Phoenix and the Kings on the agenda. But let's talk Adelaide because they have been impressive. And Antonius Cleveland, we know how good he is defensively. We know how athletic he is and what he's able to do in certain parts of his game. I wasn't certain, Homicide, he had that type of range. He just went to work. Whoever wants to talk to me and tell me that they've seen this coming, and if he's added this, God forbid how good Adelaide can be.
All right, let me explain something to you.
Please.
Last year, who was the team he had beef with? And who was the coach he had beef with?
Rough.
What happened today?
Killed him.
Killed him.
Yeah, he did.
That's the same energy he came out with when he played against him. So you better believe there's always going to be something extra from him when he plays against the Jags.
I'll tell you what.
I'm here for it. I like it.
I speak for all Adelaide fans right now. bring something extra each and every time you get on the floor, because Adelaide have been impressive. We know that they've absolutely thrown the checkbook out and said we need to be better. We're sick of not making the playoffs.
They are stacked.
And they have been together for a little while. I know Mitch McCarron's been in and out due to international duties, but
they're stacked.
They've impressed me more than anyone early doors.
Wow.
Yeah, I like the way they're going.
Yeah, they're stacked, they're loaded, and the three-point shooting from Antonius Cleveland. Let's see if that's a preseason thing.
Wow. Right.
And a Scott Roth little moment.
It's a Scott Roth
to get things going. Let's see if that's for real over the course of the season. If it is, like you say, oh boy, look out. But they've just got so many weapons.
Yeah.
And as you said last week, the situation for Mitch McCarron is beautiful, where he can set up Craig Randall and he can set up Robert Franks and all these guys. They're going to go through some bumps and bruises regarding chemistry early on and making sure everybody's getting what they need to get, because that's always what you deal with when you've got a stacked lineup. But oh boy, if you're a 36ers fan, you should feel very excited about this season.
I think the thing that'll work for them a little bit is they're going to play those NBA, NBL games, and good luck to them. I can't wait to watch them. But I think being away for those couple of weeks as well is going to probably help them with that chemistry a little bit. They're on the road together each and every day. Not necessarily means that there's no speed bumps, because you're right. But I think Dean Vickerman spoke about it 3 or 4 years ago when they won that championship and they only beat OKC, and they had a lot of really good players on that roster. They went away, they sorted some stuff out, and they got closer quicker. And I think that's something Adelaide are going to be able to take, not just from the games, but from the couple of weeks on the road.
I think it's a really good point. The following year, the Perth Wildcats went over. They had the mistake in Salt Lake, got wiped off the floor by Utah. I was with them that night. They went and drowned their sorrows, talked it out, picked themselves back up, went to Denver, nearly beat them. Bryce went off, and they came back and won the title. So you're right. I think it might help.
You know what I got out of that homicide? That Liam went on a junket on the dime of the Perth Wildcats. Hey, let's talk about a couple of teams that are struggling. In fact, 3. Sydney Kings, Melbourne United and South East Melbourne Phoenix. 2 teams that we expect, again, to be back in the playoffs. And a team in South East Melbourne Phoenix who missed it last year and are tooled up to have a crack. No Mitch Creek right now. Kel's not there. Brockhoff's not there. And those last 2 expected to maybe miss the first week of the NBL season. Who are you more worried about of those 3 teams right now?
I'm worried about, I'm not worried about either, but I believe there's pressure on Melbourne United. I said it in New York, and one thing that was huge that I saw was the preseason game with no imports, and it was all locals when they got belted by that Unique team.
St. Mary's.
Okay. They got belted.
It wasn't Melbourne Uni. It was an NCAA team.
At the end of the day, they got belted.
Yeah, they did.
Right? Remember we talked about these locals gone. So you load up and get imports. You haven't won a preseason game yet. Yet. 3 imports? You didn't win a preseason game yet?
Nothing.
Yet.
Fam. Red flags early.
Yeah.
Trouble early. Early.
Yeah, there's red flags, no doubt.
First of all, look,
ugly.
I don't even want to go off this early because round 1 is in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I need to save this energy.
You do.
But there's certain things I see already. I'm not ignoring it. Not with that team. I could ignore it if it's Cairns. You know what I mean? Not this team. This team builds teams to win, not just get the finals.
Yeah.
Close the perimeter off. Ain't nobody hitting shots. It's one shooter. It's one shooter. What you gonna do this season? This ain't a cupcake league. The league ain't get easier. The league got harder. How are you gonna beat anybody? I'm forming a fortress and I'm closing it off. Beat me from outside. It's the same thing Jack Jumpers did. And don't tell me ain't no Goulden. Goulden played the game in Tasmania and they lost. What's the difference with this team and then last team? Tell me that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. They've been ugly. Really ugly. I mean, bad losses.
Defensively, what they doing?
They're not there.
Come
They're
on,
not
man.
anywhere near where they
Let's
need
talk
to be.
about something else. We're not talking about United no
They're
more.
a
You're on a roll. I love it, man. I'm not arguing with
Dude's
you.
got my blood boiling early.
Now, hold on. Shea Ili and
on,
Chris
man.
Golding are 2 of the best Aussies.
Yo, man.
You are.
Got my blood boiling
Shea
early,
Ili's
man.
a Kiwi. Shea Ili and Chris Golding are 2 of the best locals in the league.
Absolutely.
And they haven't been on the floor. So they're going to make a difference. You want to hit some outside shooting, Chris Golding's going to provide that at a level that's up the top of anyone across the league.
Okay.
So that helps.
One shooter.
But
One legit shooter.
yeah, they're they've got a lot to work out.
Bucks in one.
A lot. Jordan Caroline is a huge still question mark for me. But look, those other two teams haven't impressed either.
Just quickly,
But three big players of Southeast Melbourne Phoenix aren't there.
But they're also going to miss
You know what I'm saying?
at the start of the season.
They're in trouble too.
They're going to have a preseason that really didn't help much.
At all.
They're going to come in way behind everybody else, and that's an issue. And Sydney, I'm not sure about the mix. I'm not sure. I mean, Justin Simon is that Wani Swakala Bullock role. Sure, that's an import. And I'm not sure he's going to bring what you need offensively from what I've seen. And Tim Suarez is nowhere near Jarrell Martin.
Here's what I'm going to say about Sydney. Because they won the chip, they get a pass for a few rounds. Usually I give everybody first 4 rounds, I don't say nothing because it takes time. You know what I mean? So I don't say anything, but they won the chip. So I give them the first 5 rounds. I give you the first 5 rounds.
5 rounds.
Hold on, they're like 0-6.
What if
I give them the
just
first
getting
5
started?
rounds.
Hey,
They ain't going 0-6.
Hey, if they're 0-4, I guarantee you're not giving
5
5
rounds.
I
You get the
guarantee.
first 5 rounds before I even begin.
Okay, all right.
We'll see.
I think
We'll
you've
see.
gone
Let me
too
tell
far.
you why.
Your theory's correct.
Let me tell you why.
The
That's not gonna
equation's
happen.
wrong.
I'm going to tell you why. They not, first 5 rounds, I ain't going to say nothing about them. I'm not even going to give any opinions on them whether they winning or losing. Here's why. Remember how I almost blew a blood vessel.
Yeah.
And they went on an immaculate run to win the chip. They get 5 rounds, easy, cushion with me. We good.
Okay, there you go. Hashtag NBL Overtime. Hey, I'm not a big preseason guy. I understand exactly why the Blitz is there, but I would like to see no preseason games and just everyone rock up on opening round.
Come on, man.
What planet are you from?
Why? It'd be better for the fans. The
No, it
clubs,
wouldn't.
Absolutely, 100%.
You see all the travels and all the air balls. You got to get that out in
100%.
pre-season.
Hey, yo.
Mate, it'd be
Damn,
more
Luke is
intriguing.
wild.
I say this in all sport. The clubs can do whatever they want. Call up their mates, go, hey, we're going to play preseason game. Round 1 would be way more intriguing without any type of preseason in sport. It's a fact. But anyway, we'll get to a break. The players need games. I'm not saying don't play games. Just don't televise it everywhere. Round 1 would be outstanding. Hashtag NBL Overtime to get involved. So you've given them 5 weeks. That's great. Plenty. Oh, yeah, wherever you might be, hello to you. Hashtag NBL Overtime to get involved at NBL. Hit us up. And the good news is Santa's Watching is back.
I have been watching, yep, for sure. A little bit going on in Darwin at the Blitz, and Santa's Watching is up and about. And we're going to start with the big banger, doing his thing. Look at the kids in the background.
Yeah.
Too little. Too little.
Little man just started stomping on him. Have a look, we're 0 in,
Yeah.
and then the gun show, and then the kid on the right starts stomping on him. And Justin Robinson, he is enjoying a little bit of his own work.
As he should. Nice move.
A Calder Gat just destroying the young man.
No, I like that. When I seen that, I thought, you know what? I hope that kid learned something from it because he should. That's exactly what he was
Come
there.
on, a Calder, and you know what you got to do in Darwin.
Of course, Carcasaurus Cove. I've been there.
You got to get
in that
amongst it.
cage.
Dan Greeter, Sam Frowley taunting the Croc.
Yeah.
A little bit like our man did.
Oh!
Here we go.
Talk us through.
Listen, man, I was too scared. That's why I was all the way in the back. I'm in the back. I'm not that other guy in the front. Y'all mixed that up. I was in the back.
Where's the vision of you running off screaming?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, we've deleted that from YouTube, have we?
We'll save that for another time.
Okay,
But,
there
like,
you go. Santa's Watching
Mess
us
with them
back.
Crocs, B.
Of course, the elves right around the NBL community. Hit him up at Liam Santa. Hashtag NBL Overtime. Hashtag Santa's Watching. All right. Hey, rule changes. You know, one in particular, a couple have been brought in, but one in particular, the block charge, you know, the circle. Let's have a look at the statement that the NBL put out. Here's a little bit of it. The new rule means a blocking foul will now be called in situations where contact is caused by an airborne offensive player and a defensive player is 1 foot or both feet inside or on the defensive semicircle under the basket. In previous seasons, this would have been a no call. You are big on this. The whole idea of it is to open the key up a little bit and see more dunks and more entertainment. The statement said playing a little bit off the NBA and Euro League, and you believe this will happen.
I like it. I mean, I think the idea is if you just can't get across there and try to take a charge right underneath the rim.
Yeah.
Essentially, you want to take a charge, you need to get your feet out. If you're in there, the idea is to promote what in refereeing circles they call the athletic contest. So yeah, you can still contest guys who are going on the rim, but you got to jump.
Yeah.
you got to jump. And so we're going to see guys dunking on other dudes. We're going to see big aerial contests above the rim. And I like it. Look, we play FIBA rules, but there's also a sweet spot, I think, that exists for the NBL. You tinker with it to what's going to suit you and your league, and I think this is a good step forward.
Oh, you like it?
Look, I like it until I don't.
Yeah.
So let's just hope it all works out.
When I see new rules coming out, I thought finally they've taken my advice to bring back the jump ball.
I'm not
a possession arrow guy. You know that. I think the jump ball, possession arrow should just be in juniors. I've stressed this a hell of a lot on this show. I think the jump ball coming in, junkyard, getting on the ball, last 45 seconds. Oh, who's got the ball? No. Let's throw it up. I think it'd be better for the game.
I'm with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So they half teased me, but that'll be next year's rule changes. But I agree. The idea is great if we can have guys dunking on other guys. And you put up the Cam Luke. Yeah, you remember that little mistake you made in commentary? I loved it, by the way. But the Cam Oliver, that's exactly what these are meant to promote.
Yeah, I think so. That's the idea. We want shot blockers. We don't want you standing there trying to take a charge. Get up, trying to block that shot. Wall up, like the Big Bang has been putting on display in Darwin. So, yeah, you're right. You got to wait to see how it actually plays out over the course of the season. But as an idea, I think it's a good move.
No doubt. You've got to be proactive to add to the entertainment of it. Now, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you better to be proactive to help the entertainment of any sport, and the NBL here, compared to sitting back and just seeing what might play out. Hashtag NBL Overtime to get involved, wherever you might be. Yes or no, not far away. And plenty more on the other side of this. This is what happens in the ad breaks. Homicide talking about his interaction with Otis. We need to get more footage from what happened a few years back. Hashtag NBL Overtime to get involved. So much around the nation as we head towards NBL 23 in only really 10 days' time. All right. Do we congratulate you now?
On what?
Well, you are the GM of Next Stars Recruitment, and they have found a really good one in New Zealand. I know it's early days, but this young man, Ryan Repair, looks really good. Is it Repair? Is it Repair? I apologise.
He's repairing things for the Breakers.
He is.
And he was doing that last night. He's been really impressive, Ryan Repair. Now, we know what he can do defensively, but the stroke. He's 6 of 11 for 3 over the first couple of games. Now, I'm calling him the Artful Dodger. He's a genuine pickpocket. And he will take your wallet if you leave it hanging out. And then this sort of business, the three-point stroke, we'll see if that holds up over the course of the season. But also what I've been impressed with is his ability to do things off the bounce. That's a developing part of the game, but they've been putting him in pick and rolls. He's been a secondary playmaker, and she got 17 and 8 last night off the bench.
I think NBL did it again.
Liam Santa Maria did it again.
Well, that was before me.
Oh, was it? Oh, my bad. The NBL did it again.
This Next Star initiative, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, right now it's difficult getting American players because of the G League, Ignite, and Overtime Elite. But the world is a big place. And to France, you know, you had Ousmane Dieng last year, Hugo Besson, and now you have this young man right here. Yeah, Hugo wasn't a Next Star, but is just a young talent. This guy right here has lottery written all over him.
He does.
Because if he's starting like this, remember with this Next Star situation, you're only going to get better. You know what I mean? So who did we see in the past as Next Stars start off this good?
Mello.
And start off.
This kid, and on the defensive end,
forget it.
He picking you up full court.
You know what, too?
He got that young kid energy. So
you know what?
Look, if he's on you, just pass the ball.
Pass the ball.
Pass the ball.
Don't cross it over.
No, do not, or it's going the other way.
His wingspan is like 7'2".
Ridiculous.
But the kid's confidence is incredible, and this is probably a generational thing. These kids come in with this type of confidence. Would have liked to see him play later in the game. Come on, coaching staff.
Come on, Modi.
Get him going.
Coach.
Let him rock out and get 20 and 10.
We got 30 seconds. Yes or no? You ready? If the players aren't enjoying the Darwin climate, does it hurt expansion in Darwin?
No.
Are you worried we'll never see the best of Will Magnay?
I am.
Will Cairns lead the league in three-point attempts?
Yes.
And turnovers?
Yes.
Will Aaron Baines be all NBL first or second team?
Yes, he will.
Are NBL rosters too big?
No.
Will there be a coach fired in season?
No.
Good. Excellent. Hashtag NBL Overtime to get involved. We're done and dusted. Good job by you. Good job. I can't believe you're not taking respect for the Frenchman in Kiwi. He's going to be a lottery pick. That's on you. See ya.
Peace.